Okay, so it's a cold morning, and make sure you warm up your engine to operating temperature before you change your oil. And then be careful, because it will be at operating temperature, which is hot. I like to loosen the oil filler cap just to let air in as oil comes out. I don't know why, just something I do. I don't know if it's necessary or not. What is necessary is cardboard, something to protect the driveway, because as you can tell, I've had a few oil spills on there already. Catch pan and a creeper also. So now we loosen the drain plug on the oil pan. Let the oil flow out. This is sped up a little bit. It takes a few minutes for the oil to drain out. It's fun, isn't it, watching oil drain? Alright, now here's the oil filter. It could be on there tight. Even though I only hand tighten it, it does tighten up over time. The hand with the glove has oil on it, so it's slippery, so I gotta use my other hand. Both hands. Two-fisted operation, you could say. There we go, it's finally loose. Now I gotta be careful, because it is sitting vertical, so it will drop with oil in it. At the end of this video, I'll show you how to change out a different style oil filter, which I hate those type. Remember that little gasket up there. Here's why the cardboard's down there. It happens. Make sure to lubricate your new oil filter's gasket with fresh oil. And since my oil filter sits vertically, I can pour in some oil into the filter. Just about half full. Don't have to fill it to the top. Don't want to spill the new oil. That should be good enough. Remember the old gasket? Be sure to take that off. Sometimes they stick up there, sometimes they don't. Just make sure it's clean mating surface. Spin your new filter on and hand tighten. Don't have to go nuts here. Once it makes contact, just give it like a half turn, quarter to a half. Definitely don't use a wrench. New washer for the drain plug. And tighten to specs. Two and a half tugs. That should be good. Now wipe everything down. You have to check for leaks once you're done. Even wipe around the filter. Now we're back up on top. Remove your oil filler cap. Use any kind of funnel that you need. I prefer this one. And fill your engine with the correct amount of oil. Correct type and correct amount. Oh, it's okay. It's a 5-quart jug, and the engine calls for 4.9 quarts. Heard some gurgling down there. Have to take a peek. There it is, 4.9 quarts. Check your owner's manual for the amount you need. And wipe it down a bit. There we go, start the engine up. Let the fresh oil circulate. Oil light should have went off on the dash almost right away. Good time to check underneath for leaks now. Around the oil filter. Also around the drain plug. Looks alright. Alright. Alright, now we pull everything up from underneath the car. Much easier with the cardboard. All comes out at once. There's the gasket that belongs on the bottom of this oil filter. These can style filters, they come with the gasket installed. As I said, sometimes they stick to the engine block, sometimes they don't. Pull your car off the ramps or whatever you have jack stands, take it off the jack stands. Let it sit on a level surface for a few minutes, and then check the engine oil level with a dipstick. There we go. Top of the full mark, in between the two holes there on the dipstick. Okay, so that was the can style spin-on filter. Let me show you how to do the cartridge or canister style filters. Right now I'm using a 3/8 drive ratchet and extension to loosen this little cap off the bottom, and that's how you drain your filter so it doesn't spill all over the place like it did previously. At least that's what the instructions say. When you buy your filter element, you get O-rings and this little plastic nipple that snaps into that hole up there, pushes a spring-loaded disc out of the way, and lets the oil drain out of the filter assembly. I put a little inner tube on it so it drains where I want it to go instead of all over the place with the wind blowing. 30 seconds or less should be enough time to drain most of it out. Yank that back off. And get your special tool to remove the oil filter assembly. You have to find out which one you have for your style or your size on your car or truck or vehicle, whatever it may be. And this thing does not unscrew easy. It takes a little effort all the way through. Yeah, still got oil in it. Still messy looking. There's the old O-ring and the little cap. And here's your filter element, the old one. Discard that. Take a look inside. Get the little tool off because we want to put the new O-ring in place. You gotta be gentle with this. You don't want to damage it. There we go. And wipe that down a bit. Here's that plastic thing. Let's put that away for later. New set of O-rings. Replace the small one, put that little cap back on there. Now we take off the big O-ring on the side. Remember which slot it was in. Got to put it back in the same slot. And don't forget to lubricate the new O-ring with some oil, or else it might bunch up on you when you start screwing it back into the motor. Yeah, that does it. Slide it back on in the same groove it came off of. If you don't remember which one, I'm sure the instructions in the oil filter kit would show you. Or the internet. Yeah, not the bottom groove, that groove. And we pop the new filter element in there. And put it all back together. Now don't cross thread this. Yeah, come on. There we go. That fits. Put your special tool back on there now and tighten it up. I don't know why they do this way, this cartridge style. There we go, that's tight. Now you gotta get that tool back off. Yeah, that seems easy enough. And just retighten the cap just to make sure it's tight. Then wipe your oil pan down, replace your drain plug, and refill with oil. That's all there is to this. And don't forget, recycle your oil.